my creatives. Today it is finally D-Day. I am sharing a craft room tour video. Why? Because we had some home renovating and my craft room will never ever look this clean again. And it is a video long overdue. So I'm going to share with you today what my craft room is like and how I store everything. Sorry for the audio because as you can see my microphone is over there. And I don't have a better way to film this right now. So I'm going to share with you how I work in this place and how I store everything. I will first give you a quick overview of my craft room and then we will get into everything that is in here. So first of all, when you walk in the door, I have my desk here on the side with my audio things. This is my working desk. Then we have these units and then we have a very big Kallax unit with a lot of things, and then there is the door with my journals, and down there is the plate I use to make my photographs. So I will start at the door and then we will move from there. So this first cabinet holds all of my completed journals and journals that still need to be filled. Also some books that I want to use for altered bookmaking. So I will go back to the top right now. On top here there is a gift from my work and some things I made to, you know, make my craft space a little bit more nice. Then here are all of my completed pen pal journals. So these are all completed. I have these two storage boxes here. I just used one of them. They have these little boxes inside that I want to use, but I don't have anything to put in them yet, or I haven't figured out what I wanted to do. Then this shelf is all of my personal writing journals, filled up personal writing journals. So this is the very first journal I ever used, and this is from my childhood, 2012, I believe, no, 2008 until 2014. They are all on chronological order by year and volume number. Some of them you might recognize, like this junk journal that I have used online. This is a journal that one of my friends and subscribers made for me that I have used, and this was my latest personal journal. And here is the altered book with the altered book series. So these are all my completed writing journals. Then a shelf under there I have my completed art journals. As you can see, I don't have a lot of completed art journals. That's because I still have a lot of journals going on, which I will also share with you. I have this container that keeps the books up, and I have some stuff in here, but I want to use this for something else, but I haven't figured it out yet. And then these are all blank junk journals. Either I made them myself or I have received them and I want to, of course, use them. So I store them here. Then one shelf down we have my completed bullet journals. This is just a binder I want to use, and these are all blank notebooks that I still can use. Some of them I bought, some of them are gifted, some of them were part of Flow. Then on this side I have thrifted books that I want to turn into altered books. So I have them stored here. It's the same for these, and these are books I want to use for the book pages. And then I have one of these containers here that I also don't really know what to do with yet. Then here I have some magazines to cut up with card making stuff from a very long time ago that I don't really use at the moment. Storage of baby wipes. And then I have some more books. So these are also books. I have these little golden books I want to turn into junk journals. I want to turn this one into my next winter journal because it's a winter book and it's also falling apart. So I want to turn that into another book. I also found this book I want to turn into journals. Then these I want to use as altered books. These are my coloring books. And then we go into books that have to do with my education and my school. I'm a graphic designer, so I keep them here for reference. Then here, some cleaning stuff. This is some giveaway stuff. I'm still working on a giveaway for you guys, and this is one of the Victoria Designs projects I made for them. And then this box has some wheels that go with an IKEA unit that I keep in here. So this is my first closet over here with all of my journals, and I love looking at them. Then next to that closet I have this basket, and this is filled with stuff for junk journals, for paper dyeing, and some book covers and some older book pages. So these have some calendars and some graph paper. I have a plastic doily here that I use for paper dyeing and some other things. So these are just neutral things. And then I also have some Simon Says stamp kits in here that I don't have another place for, that I haven't used yet or partially used, and I keep them together. Then I have here this cigar box that has stamps that need to be soaked. I have some more cigar boxes over here that I want to turn into journals, some gutted books for collage making. So that is the basket that is on top of this drawer thingy. So let's go through this. So this top one has the Planner Society stuff in there, all organized and all nicely tucked together. Then this has all of my embroidery thread and things to bind books with. So in here are my needles and stuff, and then I can use this to bind my books. It's color coordinated, and I put them on these plastic thingies myself because, well, my threads were a mess a year ago. Then in the next one I have all these cards and envelopes, pocket pages for mails. I keep them in here for my snail mail stuff. Then this is a recent drawer because I recently bought a sewing machine, so everything that has to do with my sewing machine is here. And I have some foil stuff in here that I have not ever used ever yet, so I need to, because I do have a laser printer, so I'm very excited to use that. But you have so many projects, and you know, you don't get to all of them always. Yes, then we go to the next. This has bags in them, bags, some random papers, and some, you know, of these plastic things that I keep in here. Then one underneath, this has all my envelopes, so all different sizes of envelopes for sending out snail mail. Then one underneath, I have organizing things for my stash, like these folders that I use to store digital kits in, or fussy cuts or anything like that, or my own design digital kits go in here. Then I have one big one and a small one for the ephemera that I cut up. Then in this drawer I have sanding paper blocks now, and sanding paper, and I have foam to create my own stamps because I recently started to doing that, and I very much enjoy that, so I keep that in here. And then in the bottom box I have a sneak preview for you. I'm working on a journal series off camera just for myself with 5 journals, and I keep the things here. And eventually I would like to sell these journals, so let me know if you would be interested in that. But it's just a project for me I work on whenever I just want to do a small thing. So that is in here, and I keep the things there. So that is this cabinet next to my bookshelf. Then next we go into my Kallax unit, which is jam-packed with stuff. So I will go through this with you, and I will start over here with these boxes on top, because these are a recent these boxes are a recent added thing to my organization. I'm going to share with you what I have done with them. So on top there is a little bit of a basket with random collage scraps that I use for making my digital kits. And then we go into these boxes. So this first box has all my dyed papers. Then this is everything that has to do with spring. Then everything to do with summer. This is Halloween, autumn, winter, and Christmas, and then this is Valentine's. So in these boxes I keep everything that I could use for that. I noticed that I have scattered around a lot in my stash, and I couldn't find the things, or I found them when the season was over. So I try to use these boxes whenever I can to use up supplies, and a lot of the Simon Says stamp kits are in here divided also as Happy Mail items, paper pads, all kinds of things. If you would like a closer look on this organization system, it's not really organized, it's just my stuff categorized, then let me know, and I can make a separate video of these. Then here next on top of the calyx, this is all my tissue paper and all of my napkins, and on top there is a huge journal that I have created but not shared the video yet. I think it will be a Patreon video. Then on top is all of my portfolio and school work that I have created while studying to be a graphic designer, and I keep that for now up here. As you can see, I have created a lot of things, and that is up there. If you are interested in seeing what I have created during my school time, let me know and I will share that with you. It's the same for what is in this box. This has 3D objects like statues I made and things like that. Then we go to this shelf, and this shelf is a random assortment of art books and portfolio books. So I have created a children's book during school that is here, and I have created other books during my education. So this is more some special kind of books. Then we go in here, and in here are photo albums that I have never finished. This is my tablet packaging. There are sketchbooks that I have used for school, and all of my pocket letters go into this pink binder. Then on this shelf is all of my project life. I only finished 2016. The others are not finished. I will never finish them, and I'm okay with that. They just stand here, and I figured out this is not my way of memory keeping, but I have them here, and I'm happy with that. Then the cubicle underneath, this is snail mail I still need to reply to, so I keep that here. And then this cube is all of my art journals that are a work in progress. So as you can see, there are quite a few. Some of them are handmade, some of them are still blank. These two are still blank because I feel like I need to finish some of these first before I move on. I also have my altered books here. So all of my journals that are working, that are more creative related, are in here. Then in the next cubicle I have tons of magazines and stuff. Most of them are from Flow to use for collaging, but I also have Tim Holtz paper pads laying here, and some gifts that I want to keep separate for someone to send in mail. But they are here, and then we move on. Here are also all the magazines. These are all Flow magazines. I have a subscription to Flow. Some modeling magazines and stuff to use for my collage. This bin is a bin with stuff I borrowed from my foster mother, with beads and materials. And then this is also all Flow magazines that I use to cut up. I haven't done anything with these boxes yet. I would like to, but I haven't done that yet. Then we move one aside, and this is all my small paper pads, mostly from Action, and I store them in here so I can flip through them to see what I would like to use. So these are all my small paper pads. Then the next is digital kits. I have some other embellishments here that are too big to store somewhere else, and some things I found in the thrift store, some plates that I would like to use in journals. But the rest of them are all digital kits categorized with the name on there. So this is Maggie Holmes Flourish. And I have the papers and a small little envelope in there with all the fussy cuts. I also keep some of my own designed kits here, like this mixed media one that I have created for Patreon. Some of them are also in the organization by season, but not all of them. I also have the Victoria designs here. These are some book pages, random book pages that were floating around, but most of them are digitals or freebies. Then here I have my bigger scrapbooking collections with digital. So for example, from Fresh Bouquet, I do have the 12 by 12 paper pad because I like to buy the paper pad and then the digital. So the digital is over here with the paper pad, and these are some bigger scrapbooking kits that I am still trying to use up from the time that I was subscribed to a scrapbooking kit. And some other collections, for example, this is the Reset Girl collection and some Simple Stories collections. Then we go into these leather cases, and on top I have some neutral papers like parchment paper, deli paper, tissue paper to use. Then in the next one drawer I have envelopes from our tax service thing because they have a beautiful blue color and I very much like them, so I keep them. And some envelopes that come with them if you want to return a form. Some cardstock that is this color. I got this as a gift, and some other cardstock as well. Then in this one I have neutral papers, so I keep all of my neutrals here, as well as acetate and vellum or black cardstock and white cardstock. And then we go into this bottom one, and this bottom one has my 12 by 12 paper pads from mainly Action, but also this one from Tim Holtz. So I keep them stored in here because they don't really have another collection like these ones over here. Then we go to the next cube, and this is a random assortment of papers. So in this top one I have smaller papers. They are either plain or with a pattern. I haven't found a better solution yet to store them. This is some handmade tape I made. I use this paper. Then this is A4 sheets. So these are A5 I believe, or somewhat smaller. And these are A4 sheets of paper, mainly plain colored paper, or these paper strips. And then I have put working projects here, so 2 masterboards and 2 journal covers. But mainly what is in here is all of my loose leaf 12 by 12 paper or paper pads I would like to use. I put that in here. I first had it all color coordinated, but it took up so much space and it didn't really fit my needs. So because I wasn't grabbing to it, so I decided to just stack up all my 12 by 12s here and just use it that way. Then this next cubicle has basic papers like mixed media paper, this vellum paper, boxes I would like to use to create journals of, just random cardstock colored papers. So now I have to move things aside a little bit because these Rascogs are in front of it, but I will share with you what is underneath these papers. Then next up is all of my brown packaging paper or packaging paper that comes in orders when you order something online. I store that here. They have their own cubicle, and in this container is my wood veneer. Then next to that we have my Project Life cards, and when I was subscribed to Gossamer Blue is in here, so I keep them here for use, especially with Happy Meals. I like to use them. And then we go into a part of my thrifted books, because if you've been following me, you know that I have a burnout and that thrifting is really helping me to get over this burnout. But I have thrifted a lot of books, so I cannot go anymore to the thrift store unless I use anything up. So first of all, I have these books, and these all have to do with sewing. So these are all sewing books. If you would like to see more of these books, just let me know and I will try to make a video for you. I also have some of these patterns. Then this is an agenda that I would like to use in junk journals. Some more old text things or calligraphy book. This is a calligraphy book that I like to use. Then we go into birds. So these are all my bird books that I have thrifted and that I use for my junk journals and my collages. Then we have some random books. So these are from the same artist. These two are random books, and then we go into some floral painting books. Oh, these bird books still need to go to that side. And then we have some more animal books or butterfly or botanicals. So if you would like to see more on these books, just let me know. So they already fill up 2 cubes. Then this next one has all of my washi tape. As you know, I am very much addicted to washi tape, and I store my washi tape. I store my washi tape in these containers, and then they are in this cube. And in this next cube, it's a little bit overflowing, but I have created 2 ephemera books that I'm using. I already shared on Patreon how I created this one, but I want to share this big one with you here on YouTube. How I created that and how I filled it up. And then I also have here some flow things. So these are all my flow book for paper lovers or extra issues with things. Some coloring books that I use for junk journals or collages, and these are also by Flow. They're stationary. I have the antiquarian sticker book. I recently got some Dina Wakley tissue, and also have that sticker book. These are Dina Wakley collage collective books that I also recently got to use in my collages, and another flow book. So I keep them here. And now with my ephemera books, so I'll put them back. Then the cubicle under that is more thrifted books. So these are all botanicals, all beautiful botanical books with beautiful illustrations that I use to fussy cut. It's the same for this. This is also botanicals. Can you see I love botanicals? With this Pep & Press book of gift wrap paper that is here because I thought it would fit with the botanical flower things. Then we move up. So I will move around my Rescock. These are all animal books. So this is about the, the forest. But these are all animals. So I like to fussy cut them. You have seen me use this book before. So that is over here. And then here I have some random books. This is also a nature book. And these are all about postal system. So they have very fun ephemera in them with postal things that I like to cut out. Then I have some regular books that I want to use their paper off and eventually turn them into altered books. It's the same for this one, because I mean, look at this cover. I mean, I couldn't leave that behind, right? So can I do this with one hand? Apparently I can. And some random paper, some more neutral paper. So some origami books or some tangram stuff to put into junk journals or create mail with. Then in this cube we have loose project life cards. So there was a time that you were able to buy a quarter kit of these big ones. And I did so. So those are in here and I like to use them for mail. And then in this box there is packaging to use for the packaging technique or shaker cards. Then in here I have buttons and bows stored by color. but this is not really working for me, but it's good right now as it is. And then I have some random things in this box, because I think we all need random boxes, right? Then in the box underneath, there was a time that I'll do a lot of canvases and 3D mixed media work. And I am keeping all of that here. This was for my school, I used clay, and this was also for my school. Some more 3D things are in here. This was really from the start of my journey, so I should go through this box and maybe, you know, donate some things. But this is this box, and behind my Kallax unit I have some canvases, but also cardboard to use in junk journals. Now I can't put this back with one hand, but we will move on to this box, and this contains bubble wrap. This is only bubble wrap that I use for mixed media when I make something fragile. Then next we have more books. So I recently found this book with this beautiful cover that I would like to use, but it also has some very cool illustrations in there. It is falling apart, so I grabbed that. Then we also have some other, just, you know, regular books, or one with fun fonts. Like I said, if you would like to see inside my books, I can make a video for you. This dictionary. And then same with this, these are also just neutral books, I call them. I use for their text. Then next to that we have some music sheet books. So these are all about music and maps, atlases, but very old ones that I also got while thrifting. So these are all atlases. And this is also a music book, so it should be a little bit more to that side. Then the next cube is art. So these are books about art and artists, or museum books or anything like that. And then this last cubicle is children's books, or books they use to teach. So this is all about math. Or measuring. Some flower fairies. I have the gnomes book, some fairy tale books. So these are all in here. And then that is my Kallax unit, which is overflowing, and I will share with you next what I have in my Raskogs. So I have 3 Raskogs, and these are them. I first bought one, and that's the turquoise one over here. Then they took that out of, you know, their, how do you call that? You couldn't get it anymore. So I bought 2 black ones after that, because these Raskogs are truly a lifesaver for me. I really, really love them, and they help me so much with creating. And I love that I can move them around, so these float through my room all the time. If I store them, then they are in there next to each other to clear out some space, but usually I'm surrounded by these Raskogs, because these Raskogs contain the things that I use most. And I will take you through this one first. So this top one contains all of my distress paint, my distress stains and spray stains, and all of my dilutions. So I like to keep them here together. Then if you go to the next, this one contains my dilutions paints, my swatch books. So I have created a new swatch book, so I don't buy duplicates, but also it helps me a lot to pick colors without looking through everything. So I have an overview and I know exactly which color would go well with what I am creating. So I keep those in there. Then we have a little tray of watercolor things. So I have some Prima metallic watercolors, my Van Gogh watercolors, this watercolor palette. My Neocolor 2s are in here. I have some Ecolines in here, and gouache, and these were gifted to me, the Lindy's magicals. So everything that I have to do with water goes in here, or is water soluble or watercolor kind of thing that I keep in here. Then this is my Ecoline brush pens. I have 2 water brushes that were gifted to me here on stock. My pencils, these are just regular pencils, and then my gelatos are here. So everything water soluble is here. Then we go another one down, and this is my dirty paint towel that I use to clean up my brushes or dry my brushes or anything. Same with this little dirty paint thingy. In here I keep my colored pencils. I have some markers, water soluble markers over there. These are some oil pastels. These are my alcohol inks. I do have more in the Simon Says stamp kit that I want to organize in here when I use the kits up. These are watercolor pencils. These are watercolor pencils in here, and this is some pastels. I don't use these very often, so I keep them all together down here. So they are still with my art supplies, because sometimes I'm looking for something or a certain look, and then I can go through my whole cart to see what is in there, and I keep my towels on top. Then the next Rascog is more mixed media kind of things. So in this top one I have my stamps. So these are all stamps, and I have kind of sorted them. I repackage usually my stamps. These are some new ones I need to try out. These ones are actually too big from Tim Holtz, so I need to find something else for them. But I like to repackage my stamps so they all have the same size, because I notice that I lose stamps that are this small in small packaging. So I have background stamps over here, and then some other stamps with butterflies. I have some plant stamps, some botanicals over here. And then we go into alphabet stamps and quote stamps. So they're all here. Then behind here is a folder with templates for envelopes that I have bought at Hema, I think in 2017. So I keep them here because I don't have a better place for them, and they are reachable for me now. I have 2 boxes with wooden stamps with letters on them, and some roller stamps that I keep in here. Then I have too much stamps, so I went into the next. And in here are stamps from Your Creative Studio or by season. We have some cats, then feathers, all those kinds of things. So these are more stamps. And then I have my packaging here that I use to repackage my my stamps. And then on the bottom we have my stencils and some texture things for my mixed media that I recently bought at the Home Depot things. And then I have these display books with stencils, so I can give you a peek in them. And I keep all of my stencils in here, so I can flip through them to see what I would like to use. In the meantime, I also have a second one, which is here with more stencils. And the bigger stencils don't fit, just go in the bottom of this card. So I know that all of my stencils are in here. So that are these 2 Rascogs, and let's move on to the third one. So this third one is one that I recently put together and reorganized, and in here is all of my Your Creative Studio stuff. So all the things that I received in the kits from Amanda is in here. And because everything of that is vintage, this turned out to become a vintage Rascog with all of the vintage finds I find in thrift stores, like postcards or vintage embellishments. I like to repackage stickers and stuff in these CD cases because they take less space and they are quite sturdy. And I can see immediately what is in them. If I have all these boxes and weird shaped packaging, I can't work with that. So I repackage those in here. And I flip through them. I have these label things here up front. This one is already overflowing again, so maybe I need to figure out something else. I also have my Tim Holtz ephemera here that I keep in new bags because, like I said, the bags rip and then everything is everywhere. I have the Tim Holtz ticket book here. I have this Flora from Pepin Press over here. So everything that has to do with vintage or postcards that I find or vintage playing cards that I would like to use go in here. Same for the Tim Holtz chip words. Then some cheesecloth is laying around here. I also have these tiny books with, you know, vintage looking paper and labels. So that is mostly in here. Then we go underneath and this is jam-packed. So I found this game at the thrift store, and it has all of these masterpieces of Dutch masters, and it's a memory game, so it's really fun because all the pieces have art on them. Then this is a Your Creative Studio kit that I have not used yet because of my burnout. Then I have this box, and inside this box is something super cool. So I found a binder with all of these cigar bands, and I have tried to get them off there, and I keep all of them in here in this cigar box. I thought it was very cool. Then we have some metal things in here. So these have charms, brads, all those things. And then next to that I have my, underneath that I have my crocodile with eyelets. And then I have some more eyelets underneath. Then here I have some more playing cards. All different kinds that I would like to use in mail making. Or journals. Same for this. These are all cards that I have thrifted that I would like to use. And then my Tim Holtz tissue paper is behind here. I would like to use. I will turn around the Raskog a little bit. And then here I have some extras. So these are all butterflies or washi stickers, and I haven't used up the original package yet, so I keep the extras in here. Then we go one down. I will keep you like this because on this side I have stamp albums that I use to organize my stamps for collaging. And then on the other side I have two scrap boxes. So these are small scraps that go in here that I use for collaging or junk journals. And this one has bigger scraps that fit my vintage theme or style I am currently working with. So I'll put everything back. So this is a card that I am very much using lately, and I very much enjoy how this is organized right now. But you know, it can always change. So these are my 3 Raskogs that move around my room all the time. So this is the place where I like to store the Raskogs when I want to have more space. And then next to that are these 2 Alex drawers, and they are stacked on top of each other. And on top is a little bit of a mess, but I have here a little basket with things that I have created to share with you or to go in journals. And then I pulled apart some of my scrap boxes because I color coordinated some of them and these boxes are overflowing, but I want to create more masterboards with them. So I have some pinks, or some blues and some pinks. And then behind here are things that I have received in snail mail. So these are all cards or Project Life cards or playing cards or anything like that. It's the same for this. These are papers that I have received in snail mail. Usually perfect scenario is that my big shot is the only one on top of this unit. But I don't know. It didn't really work out like that. I have this one filled with buttons I recently thrifted, and then apparently my tab punches here, which is supposed to be in a Raskog. Then if we go, also this is my Happy Mail wall. So if you send me mail, there's a big chance you end up on this wall after I journaled your mail. I like to pick out art pieces from people who send them to me, and I love looking at them. So this is my Happy Mail wall. Then this first drawer has some alcohol markers I used also for school, and some alcohol paper, and some, you know, random markers and stuff. Some refill pens. Then this one is a bit of a mess. So I have all of my dies in here in this Tonic Studios thing. This is part of my dies, and then I have a bunch of electronic stuff here just tucked away that I need to sort. So let's move on. Next is my drawer with sequins. So I have all of my sequins in here. I use them in these containers, and then these are some refills that I like to use. These are sent to me in Happy Mail, so I like to keep those as well, as are these glitter things that I like to keep. Then in the next drawer I keep a lot of different things. So I keep my bling things and enamel things in here. They are also in the back here. I keep my wax seal stuff in here. Tags go into this folder thing, and then here are some handmade embellishment bits that I have to be honest totally forgot that they were here, so maybe I should use them. So they are here. These are also the clear tags I used to bind my embroidery thread on. So I keep them here. Then next is my ribbon drawer, and it was very good organized, but you know how it goes with ribbons. It is not anymore. So I have small bits from Happy Mail and stuff in here. And then these are ribbons of my own, but as you can see, it's not organized anymore. It also has my lace and stuff. So that goes in here. Then next is, this is one of my favorite drawers. So in here is all of the embellishments that you guys sent me in mail, color coordinated. And my own stickers are also in here I put on Happy Mail. But these are all sent to me. If you don't see your stuff, I will show you why in a second. But this is everything that I have sorted out of mails and color coordinated them in these baskets. Then next is sticky notes. So if you send me sticky notes, it will turn up here. These are small ones, and I have some page tabs from the Planner Society here. Also behind here I have index cards and other cards to use, and papers that were sent to me. Then in this drawer I have memory keeping stuff. So I didn't check before, but I have memory keeping stuff in here. Also my junk journal is right here, and as you can see I want to document the new color we painted our bedroom in, or one wall of the bedroom. And then I have a little box here with things I would like to put in my memory keeping. This is the memory keeping I did for 2021 but never finished, so I think this will have a new place because I'm not going to finish a project. I'm not going to stress out about it. I went to the museum to Frida to see Frida, and I bought some very cool stuff in the museum store, but I first want to journal about it, so I keep that here. And this is the Midori I did the weekly things in, but I quit because I couldn't keep up with it. So but I still keep it here because it's not finished yet. So all of my memory keeping things are in here that I want to document. Then Next is a drawer of things for underneath my work or my stamp platform, and I recently got a jelly printing plate, so I really need to experiment with that, but that is also here, and some other mixed media stuff and cutting mats. Then this contains all of my acrylic paint, color coordinated or big tubes. I have small tubes and big tubes, so this is all of my regular acrylic paint. Then in here I have all bags. So these are all bags and envelopes. A lot of them I bought, but also a lot of them are sent to me by you and I reuse them. So if you send me fun little bags like this with washi tape on them, I put them in my bag drawer and I use them again for my own Happy Mail. So these are all bags. As you can see, I'm not so organized as it seems. Yes, stuff is in the right place, but it's not all neat. Then in here I have cards and envelopes and postcards, my old stickers from my old logo, which I actually should just throw away, and letter writing papers that were sent to me, or postcards or anything like that. So that is this whole unit. If you go beside it, then I have here on the floor something standing. I don't know where to go with it. I thrifted this. I thrifted a box full of coin envelopes, but there are so many. I really don't know yet where to put them, but these are coin envelopes. So this is in the box. And then my work bestie went through her magazines and she gifted me a box full of magazines for me to use. Yay, thank you. Dankjewel Geertje. But as you saw, my magazine places are filled up, so I have this box still here. And the fun thing is, when you get magazines from other people, is that you get magazines you would maybe not buy yourself, but they are cool to use. I have more cardboard here for journal making or to mount stamps on or anything. I just keep that behind my closet. And then let's move on to my desk. So this is my desk area, which is never so clean as it is right now. So don't worry if your desk doesn't look like this. It never looks like this, and that is why it was the perfect time to show you this craft room tour. So behind my desk, so this is all wrapping paper and some extra boxes. Then my charger for my camera. I have my envelope punch boards over there, paper trimming things, and then on my desk I have all of these things I use regularly, like my postcard paint markers and refills. I have watercolor brushes, Stabilo all pencil, my water brush. This is all glue, so all of my glue is in here. I have the brayer, rulers. Then I have one of these containers with brushes. So these are all brushes. And these are all scissors and knives. And more glue, my water bottle. This is for my paints. Then on top I have this thing from Flow. Some random paint that's not supposed to be here. Spray bottle I use for coffee dyeing. The Take 5 bucket is right here, and some stamp cleaning thingy. I keep a note here of projects I need to take photos of, because sometimes I'm just so in the flow, so I create and create and create, and then I forget which things I have photographed and which things I haven't, so I keep a list over there. Then I have my heat tool. This is what you see all the time, so this is a familiar view, I guess, for you with my hands. Hello. And then I have a new camera stand. I first had a tripod bound to my window, but we got new windows, so that wasn't possible anymore, so I had to buy a new camera mount thing. So that is this here. Then over here, usually there's a lot of stuff here, just saying. This is jam-packed. But I have my iPad here. I like to watch other creators when I create, so I have my iPad here as a TV. And then here are some extra tripods, or one of the tripods that was initially on my desk. I'm super happy with this because I have a lot more space now here, which is very nice. But I keep them here also because I can use them still for my work, of course, besides doing YouTube. Then we move on to the next desk area, and this is my voiceover spot. So this is my microphone, which can move out of the way. Usually it is like this, safely. And this is for my audio, the red box. My sewing machine stands here, so it is out all the time, which makes me very happy because otherwise I will not use it. Of course I need a laptop for my audio. And then here I have snail mail. I still need to film Happy Mail Friday for. And this is mail I just recently created and need to make the photos of and write the letter and send out. Then this one can move out, so usually it also has a lot of projects on them. And that is my desk area on top. Now if we go back here and we go into the drawers underneath my desk here, by the way, these are alphabet stickers. So this first one is stickers, all of my stickers, and the second one is flat alphabet stickers I keep in these magazine holders. And this box on the bottom is white paper scraps, so I pull from that when I want to stamp or anything. Then this first drawer is tools. So I have punches, stapler, needles, cards, makeup sponges for stenciling. My owl is in here. I have binder rings in here, bone folder, staples. So these things are in here. This I also use for mixed media to stamp with. Then in the next one I have paper clips. So these are all paper clips and pins. Most of them are also received in Happy Mail, so I keep them in here. And then whenever I fit a paper clip, I look in here first. These are animal shaped or shaped paper clips. These are paper clips with embellishments on top of them. These are regular ones, and some safety pins that are in here. Then this drawer is my mixed media drawer with grounds. So I keep my baby white package here that I'm currently using. And then it has my gesso and crackle glaze, modeling paste, transparent gesso. This is crackle paste. This also contains my Mod Podge. So this is fabric glue, regular Mod Podge. My matte medium is in here, glaze. You know, everything that you use as basics for mixed media is in here for me. Then the drawer underneath is a mishmash of things. So I keep another towel here I also use for cleaning my desk. Some extra paper trimmer things, my glue gun stuff, stamp scrubbing stuff, elastic bands, you know, Velcro, those kinds of things. And then in here, this is just a drawer for under papers. So I have my paint palette in here and I use these papers to put in between my pages, and I just put them in here. So I grab these all the time. Then we went under my desk, and under my desk is also my paper bin. So this is for all of my scrap paper that I want to get rid of. And then we also have a drawer on the other side. So on this side I have a drawer with the address book for my Happy Mail. These are all pens. I use regularly my tapes. I started using a marker. I use this to open up book bindings and stuff, you know, to pull out the signatures. Some pastel pencils I use for school, so there's also a lot of school stuff in here, like charcoal and stuff. Then in this one I have all of my stamping stuff. So these are all the tiny ink pads and some refills I have in here. This is my acrylic blocks, and here I have bigger stamp pads. Then this is all of my distress oxide. look at these beauties. And I always keep 2 blending tools with them. But look at this. And they are stacked up about 3 high at some places. I think I need to figure out a better place for this. But it works very well for me because I'm sitting beside this. So it's very nice to have this here. Then next up is my glue refill drawer. So I have Pritt stick or liquid glues. I have tape runners over here. This is double-sided tape refill, foam tape and masking tape, and behind here is more glue that can't fit in these boxes, or more masking tape. So this is all glue. Then the bottom drawer is distress oxides or distress inks. These are the ones that I have, and they also have tools. Then my embossing stuff and alcohol ink stuff and refill for the foams whenever I buy more inks that need a separate foam. Oh, also maybe fun to see how I store my foams with my inks. So what I do is I have my distress oxide color that camera focus please. Yes, distress oxide color, and then I put a little bit of velcro dot under here, and then I stick the dedicated foam to that, and that's why they also don't stack as well, because of course they're wobbly because of the foam. But that I found that that's the best way for me to keep all of them together, and I do that too with the inks. We move to this desk, which looks very clean on top, but on the bottom I have stacked a lot of things. So in the back there is more packaging paper that I use to create the huge journal that I've created but not shared the video for yet. These are stickers, random stickers I received from Happy Mail, all kinds of stickers just go in there. I have to be honest, it doesn't work for me, so I don't know if I want to share it with you, but it's all packed in there. This is a little basket of things that is random. I have a second basket when I pull out one of the kits and I want to use the ephemera. I take one of these baskets to put the stuff in. But yeah, this is just a random assortment of things that I don't know what to do with. In here is all of my fabric that I have thrifted. It's not neatly in there. It's just thrown in there, so you don't have to see it. It's all my fabric and lace. Here I have a binder with, or magazine folder with these word sticker books. These sticker books from Crate Paper and Happy Planner sticker books. So these stand next to me, which is very convenient because then I can grab them easily. So these are all the stickers that I frequently use. Then in this box is received snail mail. So that goes from birthday cards, Christmas cards to your snail mail flip books that don't go up into my journals. I keep all of them and they go in here. And then, yeah, so these 3 boxes are mail that I still need to document. So if you haven't seen your mail yet, that is why I keep it here. This is all mail I still need to document, and there is a little box with my bullet journal to find out who is the first on the list that needs to receive mail and who's the next on the list to journal about. So this is all this needs to go, but it will eventually, I will work through this. One day I will finish documenting all of your mail. And then here's my trash bag for just random trash. And then here are more scrap boxes with scraps that I pulled out of my calyx because I needed another cube. And then I believe that is mostly it for decorations in my room. I have these 2 shelves here, and they contain some of my schoolwork. So that is all of my schoolwork that I have created. I will keep you up a little bit. Then on the next shelf, this is also some schoolwork that I have created for an assignment, which was super fun because we had to create our own little cafe and make the branding for it and stuff. This was when I was in first years, so this was really cool. I could give you a closer look if you would like to see more of my schoolwork. Then these are some Flow things that I've created that come with Flow magazine, just because I love them and I love to create them, and I think it is fun to add them to your craft room as decorations. So add those here. And then these are some camera things. So this was my craft room tour. I will turn around a little bit. As you can see, here are my lights, my studio lights. I will move around a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. If there is something else you would like to have a closer look of, or you want to see more of, just let me know in the comments. I don't know when I will film it because I'm also still struggling with a burnout, but I would love to hear from you what you thought of my craft room. Once again, it's usually not as clean as this, so if your craft room doesn't look as clean as mine, don't worry. This is an exception. My best friend said I have never seen your craft room as clean as I did today, so I think that says it all. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, this long awaited video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to like the like button and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more. You can also become a patron of mine. Link is down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time.